Bill Davis,
the blues.
Bill Davis, you kind of used to do a show with John. You used to call in and do a character, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. The reason I did that started because Gaylord quit coming up there, and he had all of his the Reverend Menlo Parker.
Yeah,
and,
those epic characters.
And yeah, he did characters like that, and he was so good at it. So then I came up with this character I called Raul. His last name was Sokola. So if you just put your initials, R.C. Cola. And that was kind of Johnny loved that. He liked it. So I started calling in, and Raul had a fighting carp estuary out at New Block Park.
Well, he had a carp on a stick booth at the fair, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a carp estuary, and he raised fighting carp. And every time he'd have that Labor Day raft race, they'd bust it loose, and all the carp would get away. And he was always, and he had a radio station called KARP. That he had a 12-volt battery and a couple of jumper cables hooked up to the backstop at the softball field out there at New Block, and he was using John Henry's antenna as the feed.
I'm my feet are up.
As the feed, and he would call, and Raul would call in. He'd be out there in the water in Arkansas River, and I'd be at home in the bathtub, and I'd go down there and go under water and go. I think a turtle got me, John. Hang on a minute. But let me tell you something. But he always asked me, I'd go on his show, and he'd always ask me, he'd play, no matter what he played. You knew him, didn't you? Yeah. He said, here's one by Joe Tex. You knew Joe Tex, didn't you, Raul? Hey, I knew the boy, his name was Joe Georgia. But he owed so much money, he had a tab up there, he had to leave town, so he went to Texas. That's how he got that name. So then he played here's the one by, I can't say, his name's Chuck something, an old blues singer, and he said, you knew him, didn't you, Ron? I knew the boy. He had a small, like Bell's Amusement Park out there in Long Beach, California. He had a 20-foot roller coaster. It went up and down, right back, up, back, and it's over with. And one chair tilt-a-whirl. I knew the boy. and we had more people calling and laughing. One guy used to come up there on the stage and bring a chicken in a cage, and it was set up there on the deck and look at. Yeah, the guy had the live chicken.
That's one thing we haven't had yet, Brent. After all these years.
No live chicken.
Well, I was kind of I said, I know, John, I know you're making a living on the AM side of the dial, but that nickel on the needle on the turntable.
Unbelievable.
He would put those old records. He would have enough weight on the needles where you'd see just a spiral of vinyl.
There'd be smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's
cutting it off.
Yeah.
It looked like he's cutting acetate up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're celebrating the life and times of Rockin' John Henry on the Smokehouse Blues tonight.